Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have to get to like 1,000 subscribers to live stream on the B channel. So if you could hop over from the main channel, let everybody know so they come over here and just get on, subscribe so I can fucking live stream. But I'm gonna do a synopsis of the mass shooter analysis, and we'll go from there. This is just gonna be a synopsis. It'll be short. We'll do a live stream and more completion. So, after looking at this stuff and scratching my head, I've been wondering about this for years. Like I knew right away in 2012 that something's not right? But exactly what? It's very elusive, right? You could go a lot of ways with it. You could say, like a lot of people say, like the mass shootings are fake, or you see that comment, they're fake. They didn't happen. You'll see that it's like an op. Like a wet op. They're going in and just like whacking people. MK Ultra. You hear a lot of different theories. I should preface and say I don't know what the angle is on how the shooters get in there. I don't know. What I can say in deduction, there are a lot of the shooters themselves and the people involved in the key mechanics of how the mass shooting is handled both by the state apparatus and the media and the shooters and the victims, depending on the incident. You have a lot of Jewry in there. Way higher amount of Jews than is of the ratio of society. Now, I can't conclude exactly what that means, but it's definitely a high correlation. It's way higher than it should be. It means something. It's in there. I don't know what it is. So I'm not gonna speculate. But it is significant. So, after the mass shooters come and they do their mass shooting, we can deduce a couple of things. Number one, you can automatically deduce, let's say that everything is on the up and up. Let's say everything is exactly as it appears in the media, which obviously is not not the case, but let's play devil's advocate. Everything is completely on the level on these mass shootings. Obviously afterwards, the media and particularly like Congress and elements within state apparatus, they automatically they coalesce on it, right? And they use it as an opportunity to further the agenda. So that much is easily observable. Okay? Now there's some anomalies in the shootings. There's a lot of them, and all of them. All of them have coincidental and fishy shit going on. One of the common themes that I see is that after the mass shootings take place, you get the fueling of elements that lead to the theory of conspiratorial theories. So for example, with this Adam Lanza picture with the AR, obviously that is not, the AR in that picture is fucked up. Now that can mean a lot of things, right? But if you take it from the angle of, let's say that Adam Lanza is a real person and he's a real mass shooter, right? And he has pictures of him with his AR. Why is a photo altered, right? So then the conclusion would be, the quick conclusion is he didn't have a gun. Or Adam Lanza doesn't even fucking exist, and they just generated his identity and put the gun in there. Like, that would be one explanation. Another explanation would be that he was holding a different gun and they needed it to be an AR, and so they put that in there. Another explanation would be that he was a mass shooter, but he didn't have an AR, and they wanted to put an AR in a picture because they didn't have any pictures of him with an AR. They want to make sure that everybody knows it's an AR, so they get ARs banned. Now, there's another theory, which would be that what if this image with the AR, this came out after. So as far to my understanding, this image was received through a FOIA request and didn't come out until 2019. What if images were doctored behind the scenes to put, like, let's say, what if they're doctored behind the scenes and then released, and the only purpose of it was to fuel divide within society, and to make half of society go, mass shootings are totally fake, and they don't, or whatever, some kind of conspiratorial theory, and the other side of society goes, you're fucking crazy, these are mass shooters, and everything is what the NSM says. And it creates a nice cleave to get a divide in society. It's like people that don't trust and people that do trust. And you kind of divide along those lines the people who follow orders and the people who don't. The people who think freely, even if they're wrong, and the people who don't think freely and do what they're told. Right? Now, there's other things that go into, like Adam Lanza in particular, in that case in Sandy Hook. You have incidents like from the FBI report, right? So Adam Lanza had contact with the CIA, purportedly, according to like notes that are in FBI. Got scouted for, brute forcing into a CIA system, like a server, when he was a kid, because he's a computer genius or whatever. Other shit that's fishy, and I don't know what that means, just anecdotal note. And then other shit that's fishy is, and very peculiar, Lanza, after the incident, when the FBI was doing field interviews with people in contact with them, in association with them, and I'm talking about people that don't even know the Lanza family, but are in proximity to them, in physical proximity, so like neighbors, or people that are associated with the places like the HOA or the school or the city or whatever, giving interviews, okay? And you get shit like, you get one guy that's in a hospital that comes in there and says he's with intelligence services and isn't identified. This is a conversation between him and medical personnel from the city, and they had a closed memorial ceremony in the hospital that's not open to the public. And they had somebody from intelligence services like walking around in there asking questions and shit that's unidentified. That's kind of fishy. And then you get, at a minimum within a day and a half of the shooting, people that are neighbors of Lanza start getting recorded phone calls stating, I'm Adam Lanza, I'm going to kill you, and various other things. Multiple sound bits, so that they're a little bit different. But one person got a phone call where they heard clicks at the beginning, like a series of clicks, almost like a telemarketer. And then on certain calls, people have the messages on their answering machines, and so FBI could annotate the exact words, and you get like some repeat of like the same recorded transmissions going to multiple people. So what this looks like when you put all, it's like, what the fuck is this, right? What it looks like to me is that however the shootings are happening, you have a very large network within the United States that is then putting out red herrings in order to suggest that there's a conspiratorial government issue, with the shootings, which would suggest that, like, I guess if there were anything to the prevalence of Jews in it, that would mean that there are elements within Judaism that are, able to be ideologically harnessed in some way and motivated into mass shootings. And then the second part of that is that there's an element within society that as soon as a mass shooting goes off, they organize and they start seeding into the media sphere and the people in contact all kinds of different things, like phone calls and fucking like digital images, like altering images to make it look fishy. So what I'm saying is that the Adam Lanza picture could have been a picture with him with an AR, and then somebody just doctored the photo to make it look fucked up, only for the purpose of causing divide and like mistrust between people and between the government in the society. And if you use the Occam's razor, that's a lot simpler, right? What's harder, like making somebody out of thin air, creating an identity out of fucking thin air, and then hoping that it all holds water, and then you didn't forget anything and fuck anything up in the trillions of things that make up a person and their identity? Or like staging an entire mass shooting, but real people, by having stage actors and like having to follow up with them, and nobody rolls, number one, and nobody is so dumb that they fuck it up and end up like inadvertently spilling fucking beans they can't pick back up. That's really dangerous, right? What if you get a mass shooting and it's real, and then you just go in and fucking like doctor shit that's already there to make it look fishy as fuck? That's pretty foolproof, right? If your goal is to cause a cleaving of society and to disrupt it, cause extreme disruption and mistrust on an ethical level, right? Because the people that think that there's a conspiracy, they're like, I mean, obviously if there's a conspiracy, they're like, this is evil. This is pure evil, right? What if the shooting is evil because it's organic? And then they're just going, a shitload of people all over the United States are conspiring to then like put fishy shit out there in the media sphere in order to create wild goose chases that cause mistrust. Because it's like the image, it's like, you know that it's fucking doctored. Obviously the image has computer generation elements in it, right? And so it's like, then you have to look at it and like, what does that mean? And you could go on a lot of wild goose chases. What if it's just like they're just doctoring real image in order to get you to fucking fight each other, right? Well, if you go with that theory, that kind of goes along with everything else. It goes along with fucking BLM and Antifa, which is also promoted in the exact same way, the same mechanics. A lot of people, big network, all working together, not on a completely different timeline and narrative than the general public. General public has to fucking pick up the pieces and figure it out. And then they're goaded into picking sides. And they have to pick a side dogmatically and defend the side vehemently, state that the other side is wrong. Well, to me, that's a pretty good way to destroy a society, right? To weaken it. If you take a powerful society that's unified, it's gonna take quite a few decades and quite a few traumatic events to get them to kill each other. Well, that's what they're gonna do. They're all gonna kill each other.